Hi folks, great to be back here on Canada's East Coast in beautiful historic St. John, New Brunswick with my good friend Blaine Higgs. I saw Blaine out here a few months ago. Great to be back, Blaine.
Well, welcome back. It's nice
I'm making a habit of it.
Good, perfect. I knew it'd catch on.
Last time I was here, it was really foggy back here in St. John, just off the Bay of Fundy. But it's a beautiful, clear day today, and so Blaine's been pointing out to me, you can't quite see it on the camera, but how far behind us is the terminal for Irving?
Well, Canaport's out there probably about 5 miles, but it's where the crude ships come in. You know, foreign oil comes into the St. John and feeds the refinery here, and that's a discussion point. That's where we're saying that there's so many opportunities to use more and more Canadian resources, and Canadian resources coming from Alberta. And that's the difficult part of all this, right? As far as the fog thing, that was a rare day, that foggy fog.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it. But you know, the thing about weather in Calgary is if you don't like it, don't worry, it'll change in a few minutes.
That's it, and it works.
But what Blaine is talking about with the Canaport behind us, that is the offshore facility where these tankers are able to offload their oil. It then is brought in to the Irving refinery, the largest in Canada, and it's processed, and then it's typically shipped out, well, either to Atlantic Canada or down to the eastern seaboard of the United States. Is that correct?
That's right.
So here's the point. That is, they are very typically offloading crude from Saudi Arabia and other foreign sources.
Yep, 2 million barrel ships.
2 million barrel ships, a lot of that coming in from Saudi. And here's the point. This refinery is very affected by the drone strike on the Saudi Aramco refineries that happened last week. And this is so ridiculous that you've got a Canadian refinery with Canadian jobs dependent on political stability in the Middle East when we could and should have Energy East. Now, Energy East wouldn't be a complete solution, but it would be a huge step forward towards energy independence.
Yeah, that's the whole focus of going down the route of an energy corridor, that we actually can get this connection from east to west, that companies don't have to jump through all these hoops to actually get from one marketplace to the other. And it just is common sense. That's what's built our country strong, the natural resources. That's what keeps us having the standards that we all enjoyed collectively. And we just need to fight for that. And it seems like it's left to the provinces to do just that. And, I'm excited about currently one platform is related to moving forward on an energy corridor. And that's what it's going to take. Provinces pushing to make the difference, and every province being part of it.
And Blaine's been a big part of us getting the Council of the Federation to sign on. That's the 13 premiers to sign on to the concept of energy and resource corridors, with one caveat. That was the Premier of Quebec saying no to oil pipelines, unfortunately, because our Prime Minister effectively gave Quebec a political veto over prospective future Energy East pipeline, even though that is an area of federal jurisdiction. And I want to also thank New Brunswick and Premier Higgs for supporting our view on the need to repeal the No More Pipelines Act, Bill C-69, because no one's going to come to the table with a replacement for Energy East as long as that uncertainty is there. In fact, it enshrines into law the same regulations from the Trudeau government that caused TransCanada Energy to walk away from $1 billion investment in Energy East.
Yeah, the instability is just shocking, and $200 billion I think you've lost in your province for investment. That would have been a game changer for us, that the refinery here, the largest in Canada, and the opportunities to expand on that operation through other aspects of it. I think there's this belief that a pipeline is 30 years more of oil usage in our country, and it very well may be, because we don't know. But it isn't the deciding factor. I mean, it's the safest mode of transport. We can go up and down the St. Lawrence Seaway with tankers. And Premier Legault was okay with you having a gas pipeline for an LNG export facility that's going to go up and down the seaway with tankers. So, it's a mixed standard here. So the $13 billion that goes into Quebec on transfer payments, that should be of some value to help generate the revenue in Quebec, but also help to say, I have an invested interest here nationally because I'm economically tied. And we need that. We need the support.
Once again, I'd like to thank Premier Higgs, not just for his hospitality. I'm here for the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, but also for his leadership on prosperity, on energy independence, on energy security, and on creating we hear the rail, the cars in the background there. We know they're carrying oil out west. It was the dream of a railway infrastructure from this port to Vancouver that united Canada. Let's do it again in the 21st century.